Can I remember how to do this?
I hang MCs with my noose. Watch me get loose. Flipping more styles than Snapple got juice.
Yo! 12 episodes, dude.
Politics.
A dozen of these things spread across, 3 or 4 years now.
Yo, you know what the greatest number in the world is?
What?
12.
John Stockton.
Ooh, the boy Stock Tizzy. Yo, the best ever is they had a video of like the dream team rolling around Barcelona and they were all getting mobbed. And John Stockton was walking around with his wife and his kids. And dude, no one was even bothering him,
No
dude.
sweat with a baguette.
They were walking up to people with a picture of the dream team like, yo, you know this is me, right? People were like, yeah, okay. Sure you are, whatever, random white dude.
Welcome to episode 12, guys. Apologies for the random 2-week break. That was unintentional, but life happens.
Yeah, we were actually male modeling in Saint-Tropez for the new Fila collection.
Yes, and for those of you who aren't with us in studio, all of you, that's because we're looking at the entire next year of Fila goods.
Yes, and let me say, it is print heavy.
There is some cool heritage pieces.
Yes, there is.
There's this see-through raincoat thing.
If Grant Hill walked in right now, he would feel at home.
Dude, shout out to Grant Hill. One of the best to ever do it, get injured, and then do it pretty well.
Oh my God, yeah, dude. For a dude that caught injuries like he caught fly balls because he played basketball. Grant Hill definitely was ahead of his time with the injury thing.
What, dude? We have to say a couple things off the bat. Obviously, we apologize. Life happens.
All jokes aside, jokey joke.
We'll try to be more consistent. We won't be because of who we are and our lives. But we appreciate you guys being supportive anyway. We appreciate you being here back. Let's slap a couple episodes off the contest, right? Because we wasted 2 weeks.
We were really...
To make them wait an additional 2 weeks
on the
seems strange.
shot clock, we were messing up.
Yeah, so this is episode 12. Let's go ahead and pick a winner live during episode 13. So like in the
next episode.
Next episode. So if you guys aren't familiar with that, what we're doing... because of our Hall of Heroes, those of you who contribute to us via the Anchor app, we are now closing in on breaking even.
Yes.
On buying the equipment and whatnot. And to celebrate that, we thought we'd dig it ourselves a little deeper.
Yes. Debt is what we are trying to accumulate.
We're trying to stay in it.
Yes.
Because we work best under pressure.
Make no money.
Make no money.
Yep.
And that way we can... claim less on our taxes.
Yeah, but it keeps us hungry, though.
Hey.
Keeps us hungry.
Here's the thing what we're going to do, though. All that aside, we are going to design a pair of New Balance using the NB1. I'll handle that part of it. And when they arrive, I'm going to scoot them over to my man's here. He's going to get busy with the spray paint cans on the box. So you, the lucky winner, someone from our Hall of Heroes, we'll get a basically one of one, unless we make pairs for ourselves, because that sounds like a good idea.
Probably will happen.
NB1 from Playground Politics with a custom box by my man COYLE. So if you have not yet entered, all you have to do is click the link, no matter where you're watching this. On YouTube, it says Feed the Cast. On all of the other platforms, it says something like Support This Podcast. If you follow that link, it will ask you to donate anywhere from $1 to $4.99, and it's up to you how much. That doesn't improve your chances if you donate more. But we definitely want to make sure it's somebody in the Hall of Heroes who wins. So shout out to everyone who's been in the Hall of the Heroes. There are some day one Hall of Heroes, people that have rode with us this whole time so far.
Yeah, my boy Seamus Quinn.
Dude, Seamus is shameless.
Oh, my God.
With the support.
Day one.
And we appreciate you guys. I'm really excited to do that project. So we'll pick a winner next week, right? I'll design it maybe that evening, and then they'll be about a week away. So maybe we could reveal them on the following episode.
Yeah, that'll be dope. That'll be cool.
Right? And then you got to take the box, and then the following episode, reveal the kit.
Yeah, it won't take me long.
And then it's on its way. So if you guys are interested in participating in that, head over to that link, join our Hall of Heroes. And we'll get to it.
The cool thing about this is the odds are crazy. Like
right now, it's awesome. It's 1 in 33. Dude.
That's insane. Like to win a pair of sneakers, I don't think you could find better odds right now for a smaller donation. And the donation, by the way, we're not balling out of control. The money goes right back into this. We're not taking it out and going to like Chick-fil-A.
No, we have yet to take $1 out. I mean, I owe COYLE quite a few dollars for Starbucks. and I bought the console and whatnot. So we're just trying to break even. We appreciate you guys, and we're excited to be able to do the giveaway. We will do more stuff like that.
Yeah.
With your donations.
Yeah, the cashola is going right back into it.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of cashola, one of the reasons that we missed a couple of weeks is I picked up some new clients. And so one of the things I wanted to touch on just quickly is a couple episodes back. I think now it was episode 7.
Oh yeah. I want you to touch on that too.
I was a little down, and those of you that watched, a lot of you said that you could relate, or that you appreciated me speaking about it or being candid about it or whatever. That, I'm not gonna lie, that lasted for like almost a whole nother month. It was tough. And I don't know, I said this then, that I wasn't speaking from like an area of expertise then while I was in the shit. And I don't know what it was, whether it was like, the depression that you hear so much about, or I was just, having a bad week, month, whatever. But I will say what has helped me, and I feel incredible, dude. Youthful, vibrant, dude. I know I'm in the same outfit as the last episode, but it's been a couple weeks. This has been washed.
Wash cycle.
Listen, I feel great. And what it took for me, in case anybody needs to hear it or whatever, is I just took charge, bro. And I think a lot of people will remember on the episode I said, like, it's scary sometimes to make big changes or, like, to put yourself out there.
We're creatures of habit, bro.
You know?
It is what it is.
But I was feeling stagnant, and I wanted more for myself, and I really wanted to feel appreciated. I think that was the piece that was really bothering me. So anyway, I dove in, I took control, I put some feelers out. I was overwhelmed by the opportunity that was presented to me, which made me feel incredibly appreciated, which was fantastic. I took on a couple new clients. I changed the dynamic with a couple others, and it's been hugely impactful in my life. For whatever you need to hear, like whether I just being completely candid, I just about tripled my income for those of you that measure success that way. But aside from that, and for those of you that were connected with episode 7, I just took some confidence, I think, or I took some stock in myself and my self-worth, and I feel great. So I wanted to offer that update because the podcast audience was awesome about that. I don't know if you heard anything about that episode, but I think it's one of the more popular episodes.
Absolutely.
In terms of like the feedback we got.
It's human, and it's like from the outside looking in, right? You see certain people and you think that they're like that they're doing great. You know what I mean? And when you hear somebody candidly be like, you know what, man, like I'm not really feeling it right now, and to hear them openly talk about like what they have going on and it relate to you, right? It's cool. Like it makes us all like on the even playing field of like, some days I wake up like, all right, I'm an inherently positive person, right? Yeah. Part of that is because I've been through a lot, and every day I wake up like I shouldn't be here. So I feel like I'm on like free time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like so for me, I try to look at everything glass half full. But like I said before, sometimes like it's a fucking shitty glass. Like there are days it's a glass half full of piss. Like certain days I wake up and I'm pissed off or whatever. Everybody goes through that shit, but to see somebody actually admit it and not only that, but actually do things to fix it is cool. Yeah, I would say like to complete this story arc for this time, right? If we keep this up, we'll have a couple more episodes like that, I'm sure. But to complete this story arc, what I wanted to do today was just say, no matter how you measure success or happiness, I'm up in all of those ways. And what it took for me was to just sort of take stock of the situation, take personal responsibility maybe, for allowing myself to be in some of the situations I was in without making changes that I knew I needed to make, and then I approached those, and the world sort of opens up to you when you do. And so for anyone who needs to hear that, I need to hear that. Actually. For real. Yeah. Maybe you do, dude. And if you do, we could talk about it more. But for those of you out there, certainly. That's what it took. So that's where I kind of want to leave it on that. I want to get in, like, because we've held these guys for a couple weeks. We got so much to talk about, dude. We got all kinds of shit. One of the things I think to kick off right away, because it's just going to be fun, there's going to be some hot takes here, I'm sure of it. Woo! Nike revealed Joyride. Did you see Joyride? First of
new
all,
cushioning
the
system.
name Joyride, right, in itself. Nike, you good, bro?
What does that mean to you if I were to text you, right?
You good?
And I was just like, bro, Joyride today.
sounds
Like I
like-
didn't give you no more context. What would you assume I
It
meant?
sounds like you just stole a 1994 Mercury Cougar.
Right?
And it's snowing out, and you're whipping through Northeast Philly, drinking a 40 ounce of Colt 45 malt liquor.
Listening to Sublime.
Yeah, that's a joyride.
That's Joyride.
You know, and you just hit a guy, and he's chasing you down, calling the cops. Like that to me sounds like a joyous ride.
What about getting roadhead? Is that ever referred to as a joyride?
Yeah, that's very stressful, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, now that from my memories of that happening,
Yeah.
it's a strenuous occasion.
There's a lot to focus on.
It is, man. You got. All kinds
Let's
of shit
focus on Nike Joyride.
Yeah, but
for a moment.
honestly, Nike, like, I see what you're doing. I see it. The one thing that Adidas kind of has in their back pocket, besides Kanye, is this little technology called Boost.
It's a little thing.
And you're kind of trying to zero in on that a little bit there by coloring them different colors, making them red and blue. I see it. See what
And
you're
Puma.
doing.
Puma, I think,
yeah.
has the more comparable technology.
Yes, very
well,
comparable.
Puma's version, so there's Boost. Boost, for those of you who don't know, was not developed by Adidas and is licensed by Adidas. So it was shopped around by a company named BASF.
Yes.
And Adidas took the licensee, and then they're opportunistic, like most inventors are, and so they've like reworked or reformulated or tried it with just about everybody now. And so I don't believe that this Nike product is a BASF product, but Puma had applied basically Boost technology and these little pebbles. I don't remember what the technology was called, honestly.
Ignite?
Ignite? Was it Ignite?
something
It's
like
either
that.
the Ignite or... Yeah, Ignite. It is Ignite, I believe. And Saucony had one. Everrun was a version. And now, so Nike anyway.
They're late to the party, but they're
Late to
jumping
the
in.
party and similar in approach to the Puma, which is these balls. And I think the difference is that the Nike balls are in what you would envision as a Nike air bubble, and they're free, meaning they are not attached to one another.
They're not congealed together.
Yeah. And I think the idea is that you'll put these shoes on and that your weight will sort of disperse
Yeah.
the technology. And now I would imagine that they've done some kind of research, probably against like the average weight of an adult person and how much disperse, like, because I can't imagine you put a shoe on and like it like almost feels like a flat tire, like it just like moves at it, I can't imagine
when
it
you
feels
pop
anything
your-
like
it's like
that.
when you pop your air bubble, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it must be like just enough room. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
That it like settles around your heel or whatever.
Yeah, because the shoe that's dropping, like their inaugural shoe for
Three
this technology,
shoes. Yeah.
it seems like it's in 3 core areas. This little technology, like it's
Yeah.
not full. It's not full length.
There's 3 shoes, right? There's one that almost looks like not a 720, 270, and the bubble is in the heel, and
the
it's
heel.
prominent,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Then there's the one I think that you're referencing, looks a little bit like the BB Adapt. It's like a one-piece
Yeah,
black upper,
exactly.
and it's got 3 segmented, obviously heel, midfoot, and forefoot, kind of like a LeBron-esque outsole, right?
exactly.
Is that the one you're talking
Yep.
about? And then I think there's yet a third that's maybe more specific running, if I'm not mistaken. Here's the thing about all 3 reveal models. Even if this shit feels amazing, the YouTubers and whoever, like, they're gonna have the first looks and whatnot. Even if like the feedback is like, yo,
amazingly
oh my God, forget everything you knew about Boost. And then you do, and then you're like, well, what are we talking about? Because you just asked me to forget everything I knew about it. Anyway, that's a Mitch Hedberg joke. Here we go. Even if it's fantastic, I would not wear any of those 3 models personally.
Now,
So I need this shit to come to some other
Do you
application.
think that, like aesthetically, right? Like, remember?
Aesthetically, they look like shoes my mom would pick
That's
out.
what I was getting at. Remember
Yeah.
when the Ultra Boost first came out?
Yeah, it's fire.
The first color of the Ultra Boost is so simple but so dope.
It's the best Ultra Boost.
The black with that purple cup, it's
Dude,
crazy.
it's fire. It did not immediately hit with
No,
everyone.
it didn't.
though.
I remember Hess Kicks. The dude
Yeah.
Hess Kicks was one of the first people I saw that did a video on them, and people were like, kind of like looking at them sideways.
Well, fun fact, and it's verifiable via your Twitter account. If you search my handle and the word Boost, I reviewed the OG Energy Boost, the first commercially available Boost sneaker the day that it arrived.
The dark gray with like the neon.
It was black and neon, with a little bit of gray speckled. You're right. Yeah. So I literally did it day of release, and as far as I know Nightwing did it that evening or the morning after, but as far as I know, the first ever Boost review. Hes Kicks.
We've been doing this, dog.
Hes Kicks was big on Pure Boost, which the OG Pure Boost, which I was a fan of. But we all, not we all,
but we're early adapters. To this,
there were several early adapters. Yeah, way before the. And, obviously Teddy did the most for Boost, but way before the Teddy movement.
What are your feelings on the... We're a little late to this, right? And Twitter's already done with it.
Oh, dude, before we go there, because I want to talk about that, let's just wrap up Nike Joyride.
I
hope this shit is amazing. I'm glad that they're innovating or appropriating, however you're reading this. I would say it's more of an appropriation.
Real quick, though, Nike Air, right?
Yeah.
At the time when Nike Air first came out, remember the original commercials of the guy running on the treadmill?
Right.
And you could see the squish going down. They had the 3 dots on the air bubble.
Yeah.
The shit was so amazing to me. I remember I used to think that you could run faster, jump, because the air was in the shoe, right?
Yeah, this Dippin' Dot shit ain't doing that to me.
The feeling I had of just this is so different, it's so amazing. That's carried over to today, which is why Air is still so big for Nike.
Dude,
Air is so big, and think about how simple of an idea that was, right? For Tinker to just say, "Hey, why don't we just cut out a little spot on the midsole rubber so we can see through?" That one idea is probably just as big as Michael Jordan.
Do you think the people around Tinker just assume that everything he says is brilliant, or are they just it's either that or they're like, dude had one good idea?
Well, here's the thing. A lot of the things he's come up with recently,
he's done
sorry.
Great. Yeah.
I'm not going to hate on the dude, but as of late...
Well, he's got a hell of a back catalog. He can afford those things.
Oh, come on, dude.
I'm just saying, in your day-to-day life, I say this all the time, right? If the Weeknd worked at fucking Dunkin' Donuts with you and you heard him singing and also getting somebody donuts, would you be like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? You are an absolute genius, right? So I wonder.
You're so good at Dunkin' Donuts sales. Why are you even singing?
Why are you buying? But I mean that about Tinker. The guy's like, oh, I just invented Air Max on a whim. We should cut a hole in the shoe. And
that one little job.
If you're yo, so I'm wondering if the rest of his circle is just still mind blown by that.
It's like yes men type thing. You think when Floyd Mayweather walks into a room full of his goonies that he's like, yo, today I'm gonna buy a diamond rattlesnake.
Yeah.
They're probably like, yeah, diamond rattlesnake. That's a good idea.
Dude, you know what I would do?
Nobody's stepping a Tinker, dog.
You know what I would do if I was Floyd Mayweather? Every time I was around anyone new, I'd be like, bro, try to hit me.
Yeah.
He's such a good defensive boxer. I'd be like, dude,
just try to hit me real quick.
Just try to hit me. Swing harder, faster. Come on, try.
But the technology...
$50,000, you can't hit me.
I know that Nike is a very petty company, right? They just are. I'm sorry. All of them are.
I would say arrogant more.
Yes. So to think that they haven't been trying to come at Boost is crazy. You know they have.
Right.
Right now, there's 3 guys with Bunsen burners and beakers and lab coats and shit. And me.
It is him.
Me. A shout out to the Muppets right there.
It's the Muppets that
are
doing
it. There? Yeah, he just rolled out. But now what I'm saying is, they've been trying to come up with a way to step to Boost on a fair one level, but not get sued. And this is I guess their way of being
I just don't know why they do this so often lately. But I would say I like the OG 720 a lot. But the 720 as a model as a whole, the 270 React, the Presto React, and now this Joyride, they seem to me like these flagship moments that Nike's tried to produce, marketing wise, that they've shot right into the mall, intravenously into the middle of the mall finish line, 2 for 1. Yes. My mother picks them up.
We were just talking about
type
this.
shoes,
Absolutely.
Right? And I don't understand that. And I think that's a misstep where Ultra Boost was a giant leap for Adidas.
Yeah.
It's $180. They led with a huge running campaign, and then they put it on Kanye West.
And you couldn't get them on sale forever.
So I don't know. There's something about the way that Nike's been approaching that lately. it almost makes me feel like maybe because retail is going through such a significant change that they're trying to energize big box. Like they're trying to say our newest and best stuff available at Exton Mall.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't, it just, I don't know, it turns me up. And here's the thing, like, don't get me wrong, like, because a lot of people could listen to that and be like, this guy's such an idiot. I understand that they do a lot of business there. Millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars there and through direct to consumer.
Like 90% of the people aren't like us.
I'm just saying for me, it sucks that there's not a taste for us, right? Like I have several hundred, if not 1,000 pairs of sneakers. When would I pick up Presto React? Like when would I pick that up to wear that over my acronym Presto or just a standard like classic Presto colorway or... You know, any number of Prestos I have, I probably have a dozen, literally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
So, like, that shoe just gets lost on me.
Now, will you try one of these shoes?
The Joyride?
Yes.
When they make one that I legitimately want to wear and own, you know? And I say that about everything, like, even Nike basketball, and make no mistake, I came into sneakers vis-a-vis playing basketball and basketball sneakers.
I think almost all of us did.
Yeah, right? I still, like... didn't fuck with a Nike basketball sneaker until the most recent KD, like, cause that was one. It would look sick, and I loved it for off court. And I immediately, funny enough, went to the mall and bought it because I wanted it like now.
You know what's funny? If you took a snapshot, right?
So when they make one, real quick, just to finish that thought, when they make one I really like, yes, I will try it. Yeah.
If you took a snapshot of like a sneaker con from like late maybe 2010, 2009. You would see a bunch of LeBrons, a bunch of Kobe's, a bunch of KD's.
Yeah.
I remember still going to House of Hoops and finding the LeBron 7 Christ the King and Akron's, and I was so happy. Like, I remember being so ecstatic that I got that shoe, right?
Yeah.
And now today, the basketball lines are just used for basketball.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, I think you know, me and a dozen other people are wearing KD's. I think the Kyrie is the shoe on the blacktop playground middle school.
They love that Kyrie.
That's the, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's the Kamikaze 2, the Penny 1, or whatever, you know what I mean, of our time.
Yeah.
The Kyrie line is killing it there. And I heard one time, I hope this wasn't told to me in confidence, but a Nike sales rep once said to me that the Kyrie line is like the largest volume quantity basketball line ever.
Kids love that shit.
So anyway, Kyrie went to Boston, so I don't even know who he is anymore. Now, obviously, he's in New York, but he's not forgiven because he went to Boston.
Yeah, what's up with that, dude?
That's, you know.
Okay.
Now, so our boy Teddy.
Oh, it's Teddy on YouTube.
I wanted to give a shout out to, there's a podcast Teddy was just on, and I just complimented them, and now I feel horrible because I wanted to shout him out because they do a good job.
The most underrated podcast.
That's it, and that's probably also why I forgot the name momentarily.
Yeah, I dig those dudes, though.
They do a really good job, really well produced, much nicer studio than this one.
Oh, they crush it with that shit.
Very well done. Good conversation with Teddy. But anyway, one of the things that they talked about, and I wanted to touch on, and sort of the reason why I clicked through to listen to that podcast was... Adidas recently celebrated Boost.
This is so great, by the way.
And they did it by creating a video,
like
a social
3-minute,
a social reel, if you will,
right.
of a bunch of people who contributed to Boost's success so far. And they this is one of those things that's undeniable, right? Like if I came on here mad, you could laugh at me, right? Like if I was the first Boost review and all of, you could laugh because I didn't, because then I dipped and I disappeared and I'm known for 100 other things, right?
Yes.
So you could be like, this dude is so whatever.
You didn't create a brand off of.
I'm sure they didn't even consider me, right?
Right.
But Teddy, they talked about. No doubt there was a conversation or an edit of that video where he was in it or something, and something went out. Dude, there's no way that passively.
All right, let me just say
they danced around and picked a couple of his friends and whatever colleagues in the YouTube space and just let. So anyway, let's talk about this from the position of, and I think this is a fact.
Do both positions.
Dude, no, this is the position, because dude, for real. You can't convince me otherwise.
I'm trying.
Adidas, at least a team at Adidas. And keep in mind, these companies are huge. There are people at Nike who love me, people who hate me 3 cubicles over, and 6 cubicles over, they've never heard of me. So these are huge brands.
Yes.
But the position that seems clear to me, is they decided to not include Teddy.
It wasn't like they forgot.
No,
it wasn't
dude,
like
there's no way. They got Tony, they got Fomer, they got what's his name? The dude, he's hella annoying. Ray Polanco
I don't know.
Jr. Whatever. Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know.
So they definitely left Teddy off.
All right, so the commercial starts out, right? And it's text. And it says, like, we made this shoe dope, and you made it iconic. And it goes into this, like, 2.5, 3 minute clip.
Reel.
Reel of basically YouTubers and influencers talking and unboxing and basically running through, stating that
whole gamut.
That these people made Boost popular.
And it's the whole gamut. It's actors and like cheesy
athletes,
cheesy world influencers. You know what I'm talking about, like boyfriend versus girlfriend and whatever. You know, like from there,
the non-sneaker related people.
From there all the way to the industry people that you know about, all the way to like the YouTubers in the sneaker world.
Yeah.
Like, all right, so why do you think it's like Teddy's very vocal? Do you think that brands really like?
I think
don't F with you unless you're like 100% always blowing them?
The great thing about Mr. Theodore Teddy is that he is 100% him all the time. So after this happened, his inbox probably went fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And rather than shy away from it, he thinks it's funny, and I love that about him.
Yeah,
and what he did was he posted emails and texts from Adidas, basically saying like, "Oh man, we're gonna work together, but like, don't tell anyone." Like, we love working with you, but keep this between us, because like, God forbid, like, you might smoke pot, or like you might curse, or whatever. And by the way, his videos are extremely tame compared to some of these other people. He doesn't do anything that crazy, and Teddy sold more pairs of Boost than anybody else on the internet. I will say with that 100%.
I would say so. Yeah, here's the thing about Teddy, man. I like Teddy a lot. I consider Teddy like a friend. You know how like there's levels to this shit?
Yeah.
Where like there's people who could mention me by name, or who I'll dap up, or who I'll text that aren't really my friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Internet homies.
Teddy's my friend.
Yes, I consider my friend too.
And without naming names, a number of times I've had other friends like take a position on Teddy. Like, yo, check your boy, and they'll like send me a screenshot of something he said. First of all, if you're ever that guy,
don't do that, cuz.
Listen, if you're ever that guy,
deal with it.
You're the uncool one.
Yeah.
Yo, and I know people do that about me because I'm a big personality too, right? So like, if you don't like me, you're likely to say something to someone who does. Like, that's just the way it goes.
Yo, like, don't hit me about rap.
Yo. If you do that, you're no matter what you send him about me,
I'm not gonna listen to it.
But you look bad. Yes. Anyway, I've done that I've had to go a number of rounds with like, yo, like, yeah, I am his friend, and sometimes he talks, wild or whatever, but I like Teddy, like you just said, because that's Teddy, like straight up and down.
Yo, all these YouTubers, right? A lot of them have a persona.
Even when you meet Teddy, it's like you just feel like you're in the middle of one of the vlogs.
It's him, dude.
You feel like you're just like, oh shit, now I'm a supporting
If anything,
character.
Adidas should fucking be happy to have somebody like that champion their
authentic.
Shit.
You know what I mean?
Because it comes out in the video and you can tell that he really liked it.
I've always said this too, because don't get me wrong, some brands are extremely supportive of me, and shout out to them. And stores that like to rock them. Shout out to Sanika, the sneaker.
Yeah,
they
that
sent
was
me
really cool that they sent you
these
that
New
pair.
Balance, badass. You should check them out, by the way. I'm always on the lookout for small accounts.
Me too.
Like they have a Made in America New Balance account with like fly kicks just sitting on their site.
That's crazy.
Because no one is really aware of this shop in Ohio, so check them out. You can go to my Instagram, make it really easy on yourself.
And if they're listening, go to Mike Coyle, Crispy.
Yeah, hit Coyle. Anyway, there are people who mess with me, and some brands more than others. But I've always wondered, and I've always said, I've always wondered if it was because I tell the truth, like it or not. And I always said that should make me a better partner or influencer, because if I say I'd like it,
You really
I
like
mean it.
Remember when Champs started flooding the
dude.
market with the boxes?
They wrote me and asked me to apologize and change a caption one time, and I instead had myself removed from the seating list. Ask anybody. It was about a bunch of white fucking nurse shoes that kept sending me in a row. They were like, it was like a Reebok Classic white, 2 Under Armour Threadborns white. Like, it was just white on white on white.
They were so
terrible
bad,
shoes. And I just was like, and I was like, I said in the caption, like, always appreciate you guys thinking of me. Does anybody want these things?
Right.
They're terrible, whatever. But anyway, I always said, real quick, I'm gonna let you take the mic and just run with it in a second. But I wanted to say that I've always said it makes me a better partner, a better creative, a better influencer to whatever degree I'm an influencer, if you know that you can trust what I'm saying. And always read exactly what I'm saying.
If you say you like everything.
Dude, I don't know if you noticed, but like I'll share something, and Welty's kind of got like eyes. Like, we have like a love-hate, I guess. I like him. We've every time we've been anywhere near each other, we've shared a beer and had a good time, right?
Right.
But he kind of likes to take like light phantom jabs for whatever reason. And his one with me recently has been about how awful I am at saying recently. No, has been about like, you like everything you're given is the insinuation, which is totally untrue, dude. I mean, I dug for like not even 4 seconds on my Instagram and found like 14 examples of me being like, yo, what the hell is this? But anyway, it's because he sometimes is very reactionary, and he enjoys being miserable, and he enjoys that voice. That like, I hate everything except sambas or specials or whatever, right? Like, he enjoys, that's his character. I get it.
He's the anti-hero.
Right? But if you look at what I'm saying, I make it a point, and I think this is important, and I think this is something that Teddy does as well, and I think it's something that brands should look to support, is I talk about the things I know, right? Mm-hmm. And I talk about them honestly. So like, take for example the Arizona Iced Tea Adidas that was sent to me, right? Mm-hmm. Welty posted, he got a pair, he posted them, these are the worst shoes ever, fuck you Adidas, whatever he said, or do better Adidas, right? And then made an insinuation when I posted like, don't trust anybody who likes everything I get. Here's what I said though, right? Because he was looking to make that jab and take that position, he didn't read what I said. As a promotional item commissioned by Arizona, which they were, for the purpose of a pop-up to be distributed at 99 cents, these are flawless.
You couldn't do better.
You couldn't do better, and I think that was verified by the madness that ensued.
I agree.
And the resale value of said sneakers. Not only that, right, but you made an assumption about me. I worked on the project. They were right there, bro. You know what I'm talking about and what I'm pointing to.
Yes.
Right? It was done. I know exactly what happened. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I know the whole campaign. I know the intent. I knew the desire, the goals.
Yep.
I know the production. I know the budget. I know everything about it. So when I tell you, my comment on those is full embroidery. That's really nice. Perfectly executed Arizona theme, and as a promotional item commissioned by Arizona Iced Tea Company, to be released in New York City for 99 cents. This is
it's not like it was a standalone capsule that they were just trying to put out to retail.
My point is, you don't have to say things suck to be polarizing. You don't have to say things are great to get seated. The most important people in this space, quote me, should be the people that are the most honest. Up and down, and know what the fuck they're talking about.
I agree.
And take the time to talk about things once they know what the fuck they're talking about, and not before then.
Well, I will say.
Now go.
Adidas, a couple of years ago, had a huge stranglehold on the market.
Right.
They were really making waves. Kanye was at the top of his game, which I think he's going to come back around to. But before he made a little bit of it, when they flooded the market, right? We all know that limited equals hype, equals your brand's awareness, right? So by acknowledging the icon status of your model and not acknowledging somebody that helped it get there, not just helped it get there, but really like kind of championed it and and put a lot of work into helping you guys and really got nothing in return other than a cease and desist. Now, was it beneficial for Teddy? I'm sure he would say yes, but like at the end of the day, to not just put a little flicker of an image or something in there, it's almost like you said, like it's not that they didn't put him in there because it wasn't an accident. It's that they didn't put him in there like on purpose. Because
Yeah,
you can't,
and stop trying to be that guy too.
Yeah.
Like, so we're talking about a brand that did that from an official position in a boardroom somewhere, but also on your social media timelines. Quit trying to play like too cool. Quit trying to play gatekeeper. Stop with the look at this guy. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, when Playground Politics gets this line off, and we will, like, this was always intended to be more than just this podcast. I'm sending that shit to Teddy. Yeah. Teddy will never pay for a piece that we do, and I hope he likes it. And if he likes it, I hope you believe it. And the reason I would send it to him is because he's my friend, because I fucks with him, and because I know if he tells you this shit's dope, you can believe it. You can take that shit to the bank.
100%.
And I think that's important, man. And I wouldn't hear anybody saying like, yo, good job on the hoodie. I don't know why you say it to this person or that. But there's a lot of those motherfuckers out there. And you know what? Fuck those guys, dude. That's the corniest thing. Like when you're out there, and you know what's also true, real quick? When you decide you don't like someone, it taints everything you see.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. If
you know what I mean?
If you don't like somebody, no matter how good what they do is, you're not gonna like it.
Dude, you'll be on Instagram like, look at this motherfucker hugging his girlfriend.
Look at this motherfucker donating to charity.
Look at this dude handing out turkeys.
Check out this guy
at Thanksgiving.
building villages for homeless people.
Rack, it's totally normal to hug your girlfriend. Yeah, but he makes it so corny.
Oh, man.
It's all on my face. Who needs to see this? Why are you following? I'm not following. Then how did you see it? I searched it. Well, why are you searching him? Because you're looking like, dude, this shit's the worst.
Yo, something else.
It's the worst.
Something else hit my timeline that I wanted to get your.
Go.
Nike, a pair of Nikes just sold for almost $500,000.
Right.
Sotheby's auction. Jordan Geller.
Oh, dude, I knew he had something to do with it.
He is the guy that owned the Shoeseum that was famed for being on Pawn Stars, right?
Yeah, dude, incredibly nice guy. In fact,
Nicest guy ever.
Dude, the only reason I don't talk to him more often is he's so nice it makes me uncomfortable.
Yes. Well, I don't know if this is one of the pairs of shoes, but I got a little cool story for people that don't know.
Right.
Nike was started by a track coach in Oregon Ducks, Bill Bowerman, right? Mm-hmm. One of the people that started.
Yeah.
He was famed for taking his wife's waffle iron and pouring rubber into it and making a midsole or an outsole, right?
That's what I've heard.
Well, he didn't want other people to get this crazy technology, so whenever he would build a prototype, he would bury it in his backyard.
Hey guys, Ben Sirlith here.
Hey, Ben.
He would bury the shit in his backyard and not tell anybody. So years later, he's long gone. His house is owned by different people, and they're putting plumbing in or building a swimming pool. Regardless,
Yo, tell me they found this.
A ditch digger is in his backyard, not knowing it's Bill Bowerman's old backyard. And not only does he find some original prototypes of these waffle shoes,
An intact head-to-toe Velociraptor.
He finds Jimmy Hoffa's body.
Dude.
Or he finds the waffle iron.
Wow.
The original waffle iron, all this shit, and it goes on eBay. Of course, this dude Geller, the Shoeseum G he finds out about this and gets into a bidding war with, I believe, Nike.
Everybody.
And wins.
Wow.
So now Nike, who's kicked him out of every outlet in the country, is coming to him like, hey, and they start checking out his little Shoeseum, because you know what they want? They want that. They want that swag. They need that
waffle.
They need that for their little room they go and jerk off into, with the white gloves, the archives.
Real quick, while I have this thought, because I want to get it on tape. Nike, if you ever want to make like a quick 2 mil, 3 mil, put out that racer as a retro with a waffle iron that makes waffles that have a swoosh right through the middle.
Holy shit.
Dude, I'd pay damn near anything. You want $350?
If you with
no
some
problem.
cool packaging,
Dude, the mix.
Actual waffle iron.
Mix.
Ooh, with the flavor.
Mix, dude. You got to get the mix.
With the Bowerman flavor.
Fucking all branded out in the box. The waffle iron that'll put a swoosh in your waffles, bro.
Oh my god.
Dude, just imagine the fucking hype beast IG photos of waffles and syrup.
You'd see me with like a chef hat.
Dude.
With
anyway, go ahead and run it.
Yeah. Just to this is that I believe Geller he taxed Nike, I believe, and they got their, mind you, these shoes have been in the ground for 50 years, 60 years.
Right.
So they're decrepit. The oldest shoe, the prototype that he found was only like a right shoe.
Wow.
And he sold it for like $1,000. But this shoe was called the Moon Shoe. and it's like the first Nike ever, blah, 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 but it's sold for $500,000. My question to the people out there is, no matter how old or iconic a shoe is it ever worth $500,000?
No, and no matter how rich you are, it's not.
That's crazy to me. With a Warhol or a Basquiat, right? You can display it on your wall. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's a piece of art, right?
Yeah.
This is a pair of shoes.
Yeah,
Now, I think shoes are art. I do.
Yeah.
But like, where are you going to display? Like, what do you like?
There's this idea that like wealth builds wealth, right? So like, if you're wealthy enough to own something like that, you buy those things with the understanding that they'll appreciate and value, right? There's also this idea that like expensive is relative, right? So if you have like $100, then 10 cents out of that $100 feels like nothing. So if you have $2 million, then $1,000 out of that $2 million feels like nothing.
It's all relative.
But there is just real value, like perceived value, you know? So somebody assumes that shoe is worth $500,000, or actually they assume it's worth more, or you wouldn't buy it.
Because they would, right.
And I would suggest that they're incorrect, unless it wasn't Nike. So if I could get it for $500,000, assuming that I could take a flight to Portland and say, hey, buy this thing off me for your archives.
You know you want it.
For $750,000 and make a quick quarter
you
mil.
want it.
Then maybe.
But imagine being the ditch digger. And I say ditch digger with all due respect because the dude was literally digging a ditch.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a profession.
Imagine that dude when he found these old decrepit shoes, but the wherewithal to think that they're worth money. If I was digging a ditch and I found some old fucked up shoes in a waffle iron and I had no idea about sneakers, I wouldn't think
I would make a waffle.
Anything, dude. Fucking right.
No, man, I hope Nike makes that pack now. I want that waffle iron.
Imagine having a waffle pack. Yo, Nike should just start selling cookware, though.
Dude, Nike should call me.
Yo, seriously.
I just did that off like the top of my woof. Here's
that was nothing.
Here's one.
Fucking right.
And take it. Go ahead, take it.
Yeah.
And only the playground politicians out there will know.
Yeah, that's from us.
That's from us. What else we got to talk about, Coyle? I know there's other shit in the world right now. Yo, Endgame passed Avatar. It's now...
Did it really?
Yeah, it's now the #1 movie of all time. Wow. Yeah, dude. And for those of you who don't know, Tony Stark isn't real, and Robert Downey Jr. is still alive. See a lot of, like, R.I.P. things as if, like, when he sacrificed himself as Iron Man.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah. So I wanted to mention that. Congratulations to the Marvel team. I'm excited. They're bringing Blade back.
Really?
Yes.
Blade was great, man.
They've rolled out their lineup. They're going to get to the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, sort of the more exciting stuff in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. But in the meantime, they've got a new Doctor Strange, a Black Widow, the Eternals.
I got something.
What's up?
Complex Con.
Oh, last weekend, correct?
Okay, so the videos of all the people running and all that stuff.
Hilarious.
Number one, there weren't that many exclusives that were that crazy this time, right?
Yeah.
But they were still running like crazy.
Which, by the way, I think is the great way to do it.
So do I.
Complex Con should be about Complex.
Yes.
And the stuff that
so
they're putting on.
what I want to say is I have a message to Hiroki, I'll fuck his name up, the guy that owns Atmos.
Shout out.
First of all, you're reselling? Or
he's been doing that since the first Complex.
You've taxed your own sneaker. I saw, they released 3 Air Max 1s with different pony hair, right? Uh-huh. To buy them, you had to buy if you wanted 1 pair, you had to buy a water bottle. If you wanted 2 pairs, you had to buy a water bottle and a t-shirt. If you wanted all 3, you had to buy 2 t-shirts and a water bottle. Ask me how much the water bottle was.
How much was the water bottle, Coyle?
$60. Ask me how much the t-shirts were. $75 a piece. So for 3 shoes, which were $330 each.
Wow.
It was over $1,400. That was for 3 pairs of Air Max 1.
That doesn't even make sense.
And people were fist fighting over the chance to buy these.
But isn't there going to be another chance to buy these? That's why I said it doesn't make any sense.
Last year, they flooded the market after they did that. And people really thought that this was like...
So here would be my thing. I would be willing to risk a wider release. I would go, nah. And if it never happened, dude, if it never happened, right?
Right.
Okay. So I missed 1 Air Max in my life.
Right.
Or whatever, 2, whatever it's been.
Shout out to Premium Pete. I saw Pete got all 3. my guy.
Well, Pete
Good
could
move.
probably just walk up and
Yeah,
make
he
that
did. I
happen.
think he was with Bun B and a couple other people. They went like a little early.
I love Pete, and he did a really good job. Let's roll it. Transition. He did a really good job interviewing La Puma.
Oh,
on
great
the latest
interview.
episode.
Because you don't see a lot of interviews from him, if ever.
No, Joe's. Even if you know him personally, he doesn't talk much. Like he's not. Well, I should say he talks work a lot. He'll comment on the work you've done. He's one of those guys that kind of sees everything. But he doesn't. He's not just like so. Here's a little bit about my life. You know what I mean?
It was
It was
cool.
cool to get a look in or a little bit of the history. Dude, he worked for, I don't know if you watched, but he worked for like 2 years at Complex unpaid.
That's amazing. Yo, shout out to him. That's
Unbelievable.
awesome. And I thought one of the cool parts they're talking about was he used to have a closet full of like seeded product that they would send to him and sneakers and stuff like that. And the other people that worked at Complex would be like, yo, that's La Puma's closet. Like they talked about it like the stuff of legend.
The stuff of legend. That's hilarious.
Fucking right, Grant's tomb. You know what I mean?
Dude, shout out to that.
You know it's in Grant's tomb.
I want to have Pete on here real quick because Pete is in Philly all the time.
Yeah, I love that dude. He's so.
We should
awesome.
make that our next guest, man.
Yep.
Premium Pete.
We'll get the Premium Pete exclusive.
Dude, that guy can talk.
Oh man, and he's got so much life story. You know what I mean? He's got
That'll
so
be
much.
a fucking 3-hour episode.
And he's been all over the place. What a good dude.
Shout out to the homie Najib. He had an event at Lapson and Hammer last night.
Oh yeah. I saw that.
It was a cool little art installation. He kind of did like almost like a Chinatown market type thing. He bootlegged
The Chanel shorts.
Yeah, he did
Damn, they were fire.
He did like I think he called it an artist rendition on luxury goods or something along those lines. So it was like a repurposing of a bunch of different luxury logos and like intentionally creating.
Like a Chinatown market.
Yeah. There was a really cool it was like the Nirvana smiley face with Gucci written above it T-shirt. I thought was really good. He did like a Gucci mirror that was really fire. Anyway, congratulations to him on getting it off. That's a guy who came up with the concept, designed all the stuffs, made it all himself, got the space at Lapstone, put it on himself, sold everything himself. It's a lot of work. So anyway, I just wanted to shout him out on that. He's a good guy. What else you got going on, Coyle, in your world?
I just want to say that the way things are looking, I'm gonna see Central Book. Now, the way things are looking right now in the world of sneakers and all this shit, right?
Yeah.
It seems like it's like I've noticed that just in the way fashion looks in general, like mesh shorts are real big.
Yeah.
Right? And runners are obviously still real popping. Like I was wondering, do you think that these basketball shoes could make a comeback?
Yeah, I mean, everything is centrifugal, dude. I mean, basketball is definitely coming back. Which, transition,
You know where I'm going?
I think Zion Williamson, the
Yes.
Jordan brand.
Now, they gave him $7 million for 7 years. Does that seem low?
No, I think it was like $74 million.
Okay, I was going to say, because $7 million sounded a little crazy.
Yes, $7 million is what they would give me.
Now, here's the deal. now you remember what Jordan Brand did to Melo, right?
Yeah.
Melo had a couple dope shoes. Don't get me wrong. The Melo 3.5, I believe, is fire. And I believe the Melo 2 is also fire. But after that, I'm sorry, but I always felt like Jordan seems to be not petty, but he's a very, he would never want to give the best looking shoe to somebody else. I feel like
Here's the thing,
you're never going to get top seeding if, even Russell Westbrook, he gets I guess he gets the signature shoe, but really, do you really
Here's the thing, man. You cannot put somebody like Zion Williamson that has the potential to have the brand that he has the potential to have. I think one of the things we have to do is define what we think of him. Do we as a public think he's that big of a deal or not? I think we do, right?
He's going to be good.
I think we haven't been this excited about an incoming player since LeBron.
No.
Right? So, that being said, the potential for our brand is huge. People are hungry for it. You can't do it with another man's name on your shoe and another man's logo.
That's what I'm saying.
You just can't, and it was dumb. Now, I've been told, I made that comment publicly. I had a couple private conversations about it. I don't want to talk about what Jordan Brand should do because there are people at Jordan Brand that I know for a fact listen to this, and I'm like, this is not a charity. But What they shouldn't do is what they've done in the past. Like, I don't want to see him come out in PEs. It's not like, don't give me the Ray Allen move, right?
No,
He shouldn't be playing in retros with a Zion Williamson logo.
Signatures,
tired.
Man. Yep.
I don't want to see him do the Russell Westbrook thing, which is where the signature Jordan Brand
gets
shoe.
the new
and then
shoe, right.
I don't want to see him do that.
Let him get his own lane, dude.
Dude, if it was huge, like, I'll only mention this suggestion because it's something I know Jordan Brand won't do, but if they did to Jordan, if they said, like Jordan did to Nike, like no swoosh, like if they did no jump man.
Oh, I got it.
You know what I mean?
How about
maybe,
make their own little logo of him dunking?
Dude, maybe. Like,
that'd be fire.
Maybe, you know? But what I heard behind the scenes was he essentially signed to Nike, the company, and they assigned him to Jordan.
Okay.
Or that in negotiations, something along those lines. Hey, you want to come here? We think you should be on Jordan. He might not have been signed and then assigned. You should feel what I'm saying. But it was Nike who decided, from what I understand from reliable sources, it was Nike who decided that he could be a big help to Jordan Brand.
Did you see the Allen Iverson interview on Complex?
I did.
Did you see when he talked about what Nike offered him and what Reebok offered him, like how much of a difference it was, right?
Yeah.
How bad did Nike fuck that up?
Real bad.
Oh my!
Real bad.
Imagine AI on the swoosh.
Now AI was fucking tripping because he said when you talk Reebok, you'll only talk about me. That's not true. Before Allen Iverson, you will say Allen Iverson undoubtedly.
Oh
but
my God,
before Allen Iverson, I was fucking hella into the Sean Kempson. Before that, the D Browns, the Pumps. Like Reebok was having a bit of a like Reebok wasn't.
They did have a moment.
Yeah, Reebok wasn't dusty
Shaq.
when they signed. Yeah, when they signed Iverson, like he didn't save them.
Oh no,
not by any means. He might now in the retro world. He might get excited.
I will say though that first Iverson, the question is
it's
fire.
So good, dude.
Such
Several of them really are.
The 5 that just released is fire.
Hell yeah, it is. Anyway, yes, Nike definitely dropped the ball, but Allen Iverson was way scarier then.
Dude, I know.
Way scarier. Like
there's stories about him going to FC Kerbeck across the bridge.
Yeah.
There was one story that he drove in with a Bentley, right? And he just got out of the car, threw the keys to one of the dudes, said he wanted the new Bentley, and just left with it.
Wow.
Like, imagine having that kind of cachet where they don't even question you.
Wow.
And legend has it when they were cleaning the other car out, there was like blunt guts and all kinds of shit in the car, like trash. Like, imagine using a Bentley as like your beater.
Wow. I'll say this: I've had the distinct pleasure several times, to work with Allen.
What a legendary dude!
He was my absolute hero.
Me too, man. He was
my absolute.
When he stepped
hero.
over Tyrone Lue, he stepped over my heart.
I will say this though.
Let that linger.
Without getting into any details, and with all due respect, because I legitimately top 3. Most influential people in my life, probably. But Allen Iverson is difficult to work with. Like,
I could see that.
Anything you've ever heard, I've experienced. So I could see Nike meeting with a younger, even less mature Allen Iverson and being like, yo, they had to just let Reebok handle that.
Yeah, Reebok probably went through the freaking...
Oh my God. Reebok is still, I mean, he was on Complex. I watched that last night. He was like, taking shots at the ownership and whatever. Dude, he will just always do his own thing, and it's one of the things that I really love about him. I have an awesome Allen Iverson story. The first time I ever met him, we were sitting in Lapstone. There's like a really nice wood bench right in the middle of the front of the store.
Yeah, I love
chilling there. We were sitting there together, talking, and it got quiet for a second. Allen Iverson is not somebody who talks unless you talk to him. Like, unless you ask him something, he'll just fucking sit there indefinitely quiet. And so it got to a moment like that, like a lull in the conversation, and I said, man, I just want to say, I know it's cliche, and you probably hear this all the time, but like when I was a kid, my brother and I like wanted to be you. Like, I don't know how else to say it. You know what I mean? I said, my brother used to, and this is true, my brother used to walk round and round our block, dribbling between his legs, like without stopping, like through his right leg, through his left leg, as he was stepping. And he used to always say, I need to get my handles like AI. And he would do this shit for like hours. And he'd count And he'd come in and be like, I went around, I probably did like 3.5 miles before I hit my shin on the ball and then came inside, whatever. And then I would work on my, dude, I told Alan, so I told him, I'm like, yo, my brother used to do this crazy shit. He'd walk around for fucking hours working on his handles trying to be like you. And then I said, all I ever wanted was cornrows and a mean crossover, right? So he knocks my hat off, like instantly, dude, he's so smart, so quick, goes boom, knocks my hat off, rubs my bald head, and goes, man, well, I hope you got the crossover.
He got you good, dog.
And, dude, just cracked me up and made me immediately comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's such a genuine person.
Yeah, dude. I hit him with this, like, it got quiet, I got nervous, and I hit him with the same old story he's heard 1,000. Me and my brother wanted to be you, we had your jerseys.
And he was like, yeah.
And he was just like,
crossover.
I hope you got the crossover. Like, let's just be, like, let's stop all that talk dead now. I just, just roasted you.
You know what I love about him?
Let's just keep going. Anyway, that's my AI.
I love when they bring up the Jordan crossover, when he crossed Jordan, and he gets this big smile on his face.
Yeah.
Because that's your idol. Like, if you grow up a basketball player and you idolize MJ, right?
Yeah.
If you're in our age bracket, MJ's the guy, right? So imagine the opportunity to step on the court and have him guard you. And not only the opportunity, but to take advantage of it and hit him with the double cross with the fadeaway and swish. What? Like, that's crazy.
That's insane. That's the craziest thing about Michael Jordan, real quick. He was the guy, obviously, for our time.
Yes.
And I remember my dad, he took me to, this was rookie year, he took me to the TV and was like, Rack, watch this kid. This kid's my age.
I feel like dropping 63.
And a rookie.
Oh, my God.
And he was just destroying, dude, just destroying. And I remember this profoundly for a number of reasons. I loved basketball, and my father didn't get soft until like late in his 40s, bro. Like growing up, my dad was hard, and my dad was like the disciplinarian of my family.
Yep.
Like you weren't gonna just get a hug like for free, you know.
You gotta earn that shit.
You gotta earn that. Like you gotta earn that in every exchange, you know.
Respect.
So for him to come in my room and like engage me about watching ball with him was a moment.
Special.
And it was like, and I remember seeing it like wide in his eyes, like this guy's my age. I remember him saying,
imagine that.
Look
what he's doing right now.
And I was like, holy, and then besides that, Jordan was going off. So I had seen Jordan play maybe 1 or 2 times before then. Then I had this moment, and Jordan lived up to my dad's excitement. And so that kind of cemented it with me. But my dad, shortly after, would tell me about Dr. J and make me watch Dr. J highlights and show me how big his hand was and how he could catch a basketball like a baseball. He was still like Dr. J is the man though. Like this kid is like this young
dope.
kid.
Yeah, this guy's dope. Like LeBron now.
Yeah,
like
so
LeBron's dope, but like.
But what I think is awesome about Jordan is Jordan convinced my father. Like, yeah, Dr. J was, Magic Johnson was, and now Jordan is.
This guy right here.
And then he was ours, obviously, our time periods. And I think that Jordan still is for a lot of people. Like there's LeBron, there's KD, to some extent there's Curry, right? But if you sit with a kid long enough and show him what Jordan did and some of those incredible moments, I think still majority of the time you win, right? Like my dad showed me Dr. J and I was like, yeah, cool. Jordan just scored 63 for the 3rd time in a row. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, yeah, it's cool that you had that guy.
Cool story, but fall back.
Right? But I think now, if a kid is like, Dad, LeBron James, and then you're like, yeah, but watch this, and you play whatever, pick your Jordan highlight reel from YouTube, I think your son goes like, whoa. You know what I mean? Like, I think to some extent, he's still unquestionably the GOAT, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Jordan was so petty and so fiery of a competitor. Like, he would compete over everything. And one of the best stories is during the Dream Team run, right? The Bulls owner signed Tony Kukoc from whatever country he's from, I forget.
Right.
And he was playing.
I think the Czech Republic.
He was playing for his country at the same time, so Jordan would have to go up against him. Well, the Bulls owner gets done telling him and Scotty, like, yo, we got this new guy coming him. He's the best in the other, and he's telling, and Mike's like, what, dude? You're going to give him that much money? You should be giving that money to me. Like, I'm the dude, you know what I mean?
Right.
So he tells Scotty before the game, like, yo, he don't get a bucket. And for the entire
They just locked
game,
him up,
they
yeah.
just locked down on Kukoc.
That's
and
incredible.
Kukoc said in the interview he almost didn't come to to America because he thought that that's how all NBA games were.
Yeah, I don't know. This might be too big of a subject to get in here at the end, but maybe we'll just lay the groundwork for it. I don't know, as awesome, as amazing, really, as LeBron is, I don't know if, as a brand, he will have the same staying power, because I think that everything that happened with Jordan happened organically. He was this super competitive guy. The Chicago Bulls weren't much of anything until his tenure. His team came together organically. So what I'm saying is, it's not like the Lakers going and getting Anthony Davis or going to the Heat and assembling that machine. Or he didn't have those things, right? And he didn't. And his shoes stories are the flu game, the shoe he jumped from the foul line. You know what I'm saying?
Iconic,
right? They're not.
They're iconic,
LeBron
dude.
likes Fruity Pebbles, so for his birthday we made him Fruity Pebbles.
He went to this school, so here's the color. They did do
he
North
really
Carolina.
he really liked the Agassiz, so we made him hot vanilla lava.
He liked to watch Martin Lawrence's TV show.
You know
so
what
we
I
made
mean?
a
So
Martin
now
Lawrence colorway.
now they're trying so much,
Oh, it
right?
sucks.
Oh, Space Jam 2.
Here's another thing, Jordan colorways only came out like 3 times a year, dog.
I don't know if you can. What I'm trying to say is, I don't know if you can catch what happened organically by trying to fabricate it, even if you're trying to fabricate it around quite possibly the biggest talent ever.
Never gonna happen. Yep.
And maybe we leave it on that note. We want to thank you guys for listening to 12 episodes of Playground Politics so far.
Guys, get on board with the Anchor app.
Dude, what if you're the guy that's just like, there's 12 episodes of this? Go back, bro.
Go back.
Hit the catalog. Our shit is evergreen. You can listen to this shit 3 years from now and it'll probably sound just as crisp.
And this custom New Balance that we're giving away is going to be fire. The box is going to be a work of art. Get in on this.
You have a week and approximately 7 hours to enter. Hit the link that says Feed the Cast if you're watching on YouTube. Hit the link that says Support this podcast on every other platform. We are fucking everywhere.
I am Mike Coyle.
I am Rack. Guys, enter. I want to give one of you guys the Hall of Heroes, that New Balance. I think it's going to be sick, and my boy's going to kill the box, and it's just going to be so dope. Participate. You know how to do it. Join the Hall of Heroes. Hit like, share, comment, rate. Go to the biggest one you could do, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
5 stars. Write us up something nice.
Tell your aunt about us.
Yeah, tell your aunt about me. Talk to you guys later.
Peace.